When Zion Williamson is healthy, I will take him over Kawhi Leonard. I'll take him over Jimmy Butler. I'll take him over Anthony Davis. I'll take him over Devin Booker, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Let me take away with.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Cole, DC, UPenn's finest, and Chris Culture, CB Culture Boy. We have another great episode for you guys today. The NBA Finals is wrapped up, and another successful NBA season has come to an end. So we have to get into, of course, we're going to recap the NBA Finals. We're going to talk about some early free agency stuff, such as Bradley Beal will most likely be traded out of Washington. Damian Lillard, we're going through another offseason fiasco, whether he's staying or leaving. It's reported. Latest report is that he's staying, but we'll talk more on that. We'll talk about some other free agency news, and at the end, we will be drafting our favorite NBA jerseys, kind of like last week. Same thing, snake draft, but just our favorite jerseys. But of course, before we get into that, we got to do summits, plummets. Danny, start us off. How are you feeling? What's the summit? What's the plummet?
Well, I just realized this. My nickname, DC. The summit is that Bradley Beal will soon be a Sixer.
We'll get into it a little more later, but what's the best player you'd give up for Bradley Beal?
Tobias Harris.
Okay. And then do you just want to hit a plummet and then we'll kick it on over to Chris?
All right, so yeah, I'll give the plummet.
Go ahead, man.
I'll let Chris hit his two, and then I'll come back for a plummet.
Okay, Chris, what's the summit? What's the plummet? How we feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. It's hump day, so always in a good space halfway through the week. I think my summit. What's my summit? Oh, I know my summit is. I got to watch Sabrina Ionescu play good basketball, and she was not playing great recently, so it was good to see her play good basketball.
I needed that.
Good to see. I needed that back. She was making me look bad. I was saying she was going to be this, and that, and she wasn't doing it. But shout out to her for getting back on track. I think my plummet is I'm scared of the fact that I think the Lakers may make a play for Brad Beal, just because I think that would scare me, and that's my plummet. Because when it's quiet on Laker Twitter, that means Rob Pelinka's up to no good. So that's my plummet for sure. That'd
be awful. Danny, do we got that plummet yet, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, so my plummet, I'm wearing a Philly shirt. My plummet is the umpire for calling Cody Clemens walk-off home run. Well, not walk-off. Game-winning home run.
We would have took the lead heading into the bottom, yeah. But
man, so Chris, I know you don't follow baseball like that, but Cody Clemens, guy on the Phillies, he hit a ball. The ump called it fair, and they went and reviewed it, and they said it was foul.
Well, it was foul. You know,
it was foul, but
I like that. You'd much rather call the scoring play and then let it come back for review. But L umps for speeding up decisions make pitch clock. L lumps. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Happy to be here. Internship's been going smoothly, but that's not the summit. The summit is
the street you live on.
I don't. It is. Yes. Don't dox me here. But the summit is like the off-season aesthetic of everyone's just happy to head into the off-season. Everyone has high hopes for their teams. There's no not too many negative vibes. Everyone's like, oh, we're gonna sign this, that, and we're gonna be contenders. Like even Magic fans, like oh, Palo about to take another step, and Franz about to it's good vibes across the league. Bruce Brown about to get paid. Dudes are gonna get paid. It's gonna be awesome.
The craziest thing I've ever heard was that the Pelicans are trying to trade Zion for Scoot Henderson.
Sounds good to me. Send him.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh no! Send him to Boston. No.
Here's the thing, man. Like
send him anywhere but you.
Zion, getting Zion, and like a pick to the Hornets might be good, man.
I would love that.
Yeah, LaMelo and Zion in transition is just honestly LaMelo and Zion is like every high school hoop lover's dream. To be quite
It's
honest,
literally ball is
But
life, and
All his life in the
they will
NBA.
you
they will
remember
literally be there every day to watch them play.
bro,
So
you remember
Melo just
Big
gonna
Ballers played. I think
Zion
it's
team,
Zion
South
is like
Carolina
team.
Elite. Select.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or yeah, I think it was something like that, bro. A AAU game, packed to the brim.
NBA
Like
players
it
been
was
there.
unreal, and like I'm pretty sure the Ballers got walked, but hey, Melo played nice.
Definitely. I was just about to say that too about that Zion thing. Oh, we'll probably get to it. So I'll wait.
Yeah. We'll talk about Zion, and how he needs to avoid Ime Udoka at all costs. But my plummet is same as yours. I don't understand Celtics Twitter's obsession with wanting Bradley Beal on the team. Here's one thing. He ain't better than Jaylen Brown. I've been Danny knows, you guys know, I've been the harshest guy on Jaylen Brown about past 2 weeks.
Mhm.
He ain't worse than Bradley Beal. He is
Not even
better
close.
than Bradley Beal. 100%. And okay, Celtics, well, all right, well, we can get him without giving up Jaylen Brown. We will be calling Brandon Knight. We'll be calling Brandon Jennings.
Brandon
We'll be
Bass might get a
calling.
call.
Yeah, Brandon Bass gonna get a call. Dwight Howard, come back to the NBA. Those are the guys we're gonna be rolling out because we're going to have no money, and Brad Beal is not worth it. What were the Celtics' problems as a unit? There was no wing depth, and we gave up too many threes. I hate to break it to you, man. You aren't gonna like Brad Beal's off-ball defense. You ain't gonna like his on-ball defense. You ain't gonna like it when he's only suiting up for 40 games. In the past 2 seasons combined, he's played 90 games. That's unacceptable to be making $50 million.
I'm with you.
No way. And people, and I don't know what it is with Celtics Twitter's obsession, because there's green teamers, which I don't like them. I don't like green teamers because they're like, oh, I'm not trading Jaylen Brown for Jesus Christ. But I also don't like people who are like, just try to get better no matter what, add as many stars as you can. No, no, like there is balance. And there also is a world where they could just run this back. This is Missoula's first year, and they made it to the Eastern Conference. Like, I don't know. Running it
All right,
back,
I'm gonna tell you
honestly, just might be best for my health. But Danny, you can go ahead.
before we get into the NBA Finals and everything, I'm gonna tell you a conversation I had today.
Okay.
It's about the guy that's opposite of the two-time MVP and NBA Final MVP. So it's about Embiid. I argue that the Sixers should give up everything they have and just trade Embiid, trade Harden, reset the team. And he was like, "Nah, Embiid is a Philly legend. Like we should keep him." And I was like, "That makes no sense. Like just because someone's a legend doesn't mean you keep them." The problem is the Philadelphia 76ers are bound to not win.
Exactly. So that's a green teamer. Like that's what Celtics fans call it. And that would be like, I don't know if Sixers fans or Philly fans have a name for that, but
It's called being
like
real.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's called being real. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Do you think any Lakers fan get like? I know some Lakers fans were salty about it. Do you think anybody cared that Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram going out the door when AD was coming in? Do you think anybody cared? No.
Lakers
Chris.
purists cared because they only wanted to fake care. That's why nobody cared.
They just wanted they just wanted to be mad about LeBron being like trading away the whole team.
Yep.
So, here's the thing, and my thing with that with LeBron bringing in superstars, if any other player decided to blow up a future to win now, they'd be called killer. They'd be called do anything to win. What's the difference?
If the Heat offered Tyler Hero and like 4 firsts and like a couple other role players for LeBron, would you take it? Knowing LeBron has 1 year left.
The Lakers probably wouldn't because I think they're
that's a
trying
good
to
question.
maximize his window. Because look, if you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, it's clear you can compete. And I think
Okay, I agree, but I think the idea would be to trade AD and LeBron separately.
Okay.
Yeah, look, bro. The only possible way you could get LeBron and AD is 1, you trade Giannis Antetokounmpo, or 2, you trade for Luka Doncic. Like I think those are your only options, and even those places would probably be like, nah. And by the way, that package isn't getting Nikola Jokic. So those dudes love him. He is an icon in Denver. And
Nah, he icon at Harris Chester because he racing the horses.
That's just like He's so dope, man.
He's
But
different.
we're gonna get into the NBA Finals now, as everyone
Bro,
know by now.
funniest interview is when
go ahead.
Jokic was like, he's like, horse.
First, he was like, when is parade? They said Thursday. He said, no, I gotta go home. But yes, the Denver Nuggets beat the Miami Heat in 5 games to secure their first ever NBA title. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. That's huge, man. And I need that feeling. I say it every year. See, last year I was like, damn. I was like kind of happy to be there, but watching the Nuggets do it, knowing we should have been there, the Celtics should have been there.
I'm so happy I can
need that
admit
feeling.
Jokic is great, man. 'Cause now that the NBA is over.
Isn't it so much better just to watch it? Like, oh, my team's out. There's no pressure. Just watch
Oh,
ball.
another summit. The Vegas Golden Knights
Oh, yeah.
became the second team back-to-back nights on winning their first cup ever. Their
Yeah.
owner said
He's
within
on
3
fire.
years we'll make the playoffs. Within 6 years we'll win the cup. He promised it. 6 years made it happen.
Didn't in the second year they make the Stanley Cup?
I believe they did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. So congratulations to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. That's pretty dope.
Cool,
Also
man.
congratulate to the Panthers. They did very well. They had that insane comeback in the first round and just awesome run. But back to basketball. Congratulations to the Miami as well. They had, as much as I crap on them, I don't really like them, but I respect that team. Like, well coached, ballers, just hungry dogs. You just ran out of gas at the end, and it happens. But phenomenal run from them. Nobody's going to forget this run for a lot. Maybe forget the finals a little bit. Because like when people talk about the Knicks back, late 90s, it's like, oh, they were the first 8th seed to ever make it. No one really cared that they lost. It's just like, that's cool. Like, that's dope. And now the Heat add themselves to that history. But they're also a low-key fake 8th seed. Like, it was just like a bunch of injuries and stuff from there. But Danny,
One last thing about the Golden Knights and the Panthers series. I won't talk too much about hockey. The Panthers' best player, Matthew Tkachuk, I don't know how to say his last name, TK, whatever. He played Game 4 with a fractured sternum.
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
That talks about hockey, man. Like, LeBron get poked in the eye and he came out the game.
That's different, dude. Like, that's entirely different. You sound like some nutty old head.
I understand what you're saying.
If a hockey player gets poked in the eye, he's coming out. He can't see. That's like,
I understand what you're saying. I should have said something else, but like, these hockey players are dogs, man. Like, they be playing with like broken teeth and shit. Like,
yeah, bro, and they get paid nothing. It's wild. Like, really for the love
There's
of the
no
game.
way I'm playing that
Real
professionally.
quick.
There's no way.
Malika Andrews just tweeted out. She just had an interview with Jokic. Jokic has been saying what everyone's thinking. Basketball is not the main thing in my life. It's something that I'm good at. He doesn't like it. He's just been told, yo, you're a baller. Like, you're really good at basketball. Just play it. He don't love it. He's just,
bro,
it's his source of income. Like,
you heard this. You heard the stories. They said he left at halftime of a child basketball game to go horse race.
That's real. That's insanely real. Like, I understand. But of course we could rant about Jokic all day. He's amazing, probably a top 25 player by now to everyone. If he's not, reevaluate your standards.
Shout out to
awesome.
my brother. He called him Jokic.
Jokic.
Shaq called him Jokovic early in the season. So, I mean, there's that. There's that.
Get that man off TV. But yeah. But I released an article about unsung heroes. Chris, who did you think was the unsung hero for the Nuggets? Because I know some people like say it's Aaron Gordon, but everyone also knows like AG's just like that. But I wanted to hear your thoughts. Who you think, role player wise, had the biggest impact on the game?
I think overall, role player wise, I want to say it's Bruce Brown, like overall. But I think the biggest impact on the series was Christian Brown, for the simple fact that game where he had his 15, the Nuggets were in jeopardy of losing that game. Now, I'm not gonna say that would have made them lose the series or anything like that, but I think his performance saved that game and allowed them to roll the way they did. So I want to give Christian Brown credit for that, because I think that game was really, really, really big, and I think they needed him to play like that for them to win. But overall, I think it was Bruce Brown, because Bruce Brown's 6'3" or 6'4", somewhere like that, and he's played everything from point guard to power forward in the NBA.
Mr. Bruce Brown, have his cake and eat it too.
and he was
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that dude, like I said, he's able to play backup point guard. He's able to help you. You're able to keep Murray on the court and still have him guard the best offensive guard on the court. He just was like a Swiss Army knife.
He got the Cavender twins, and he got Lana Rhodes.
I don't know. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I don't think. Oh, I think I know.
They bench warmers for Miami.
No.
Oh,
the one is a hooper. The one can hoop. I'm not trying to hear that.
They're both not good. Like
the one averaged like 15 a game.
What's their name?
The Cavender twins. Hold up.
Hold up. Nah, bro.
One average like nice points, man.
What is nice points? Okay, so one of them averages 3. Okay.
The other one averages 12.2. Sorry.
Yeah, bro.
At Miami, Miami was like damn near Final Four team. That's tough.
Yeah, no. Let's be serious with ourselves. She's not a good basketball player. If she looked like some Chichester has been, then we wouldn't be talking about her. That's the loudest 12 points per game because she's blonde and conventionally attractive to most people.
Conventionally attractive. I'm weak.
Like
he said to most people.
Conventionally attractive. But yeah, that's my difference maker. I think it was Bruce Brown, just because, like I said, he was able to do so much for them as far as just play different roles, play different plays play different ways on the court. Even like when Miami went zone, he was able to help them bust his own without being able to shoot threes. He just did a lot. So I think it was just Bruce Brown's ability to be a Swiss Army knife for the Nuggets.
And thank you for pulling us back in as well. That got way off topic because I was about to throw something out there about Caitlin Clark, but staying on track. Danny, you were rooting for the Heat this series, but obviously Jimmy Butler is one of your favorite players. I just wanted to ask you, did anything disappoint you in this series? Like that you thought the Heat would come out and do as a team that they didn't necessarily, like something you thought they did in the previous round, something you thought they continued to do, and just it didn't happen. What did you say?
Everything the Heat did in previous rounds, they didn't do as good against Nuggets.
Okay. Yeah.
Point blank facts. Because what the Heat were doing at 60% rate against the Celtics, they were doing like 52 against the Nuggets. They're just doing everything back. Everything just fell back to reality, and they lost. Which
a little too late for that. God damn it! But
it could happen in Game 7. But a couple stinkers from the Celtics didn't allow that to happen.
Yeah, so a rolled ankle and a bad left hand.
Damn, ankles and hands really the Celtics' downfall.
I know. Those weak joints, but
how about the in the past it was the buttocks.
Rough.
Who's that?
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
No, that was a little that was in the depths of the buttocks. That was something else. And the funniest thing about it is he admitted it a couple years ago that he had to use the bathroom, and then now he's back to denying that, like, oh no, like I'm like that. Like there's video proof. Like I know people say you were caught in 4K. No, he was legit caught in 4K. This was an ESPN camera catching this man saying, I just had to use the bathroom. I can't believe that's my favorite player ever. He's such a
I don't know. Lamar Poopin's funnier. He waddling out there. He's
That was great, bro. That was like peak COVID ball. NFL COVID, that's the game you look to. Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson duking it out. They had Trace McSorley in the game. They couldn't move.
They were duking it out, all right. Bad. Lamar was in the bathroom duking it out.
Lamar was duking it out for sure. But nonetheless, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to the Miami Heat for an amazing season. But we can get into a potential future Miami Heat. Damian Lillard talking just real quick. Danny and Chris, do y'all think he's staying or leaving?
For all intents and purposes, I think he's staying. Do I want him to go? I think he should leave. I think he's a terrible fit in Miami. I think the package that they get in return for Miami would be bad. I don't think see Miami. I love him on the Knicks.
Go ahead. Read my mind. Now, the thing with the Knicks is the Knicks probably have a good package of Toppin, Barrett. Maybe have to throw in another.
Grimes
And then
quickly.
obviously, Grimes would suck. That would suck to give up because he's awesome on defense.
One reason I didn't
but-
say quick because they got Simons already, and I'm pretty sure they would probably draft. Oh, it depends on who goes 3, I guess. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it would depend on the package for the Knicks. And then
Julius Randle, number one around Julius Randle.
I forgot you could just trade Julius Randle. I'm sorry. But so here's the thing. The one thing, this is gonna sound weird. The main thing is you have to keep Mitchell Robinson because Dame's never played with a good defensive center ever. Like
I'm with you.
LaMarcus Aldridge was never really like a center, and he also kind of caught him on the back end of his career a little bit. But yeah, like and then the small backcourt thing again with Brunson, it will be Brunson and Dame, and it used to be McCollum and Dame with a weak center. It's not going to work. So as long as Robinson ain't in the deal, I would like New York. Chris, do you think he's staying or leaving? And regardless of your answer, where do you want to see him go?
I just hope something happens. Send him to Zimbabwe all you have to. I'm just tired of hearing about this dude crying about going to where he wants to go. But honestly, this year,
that cryptic ass message he put on Instagram.
Oh, Dame. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I think he goes this year. I think this is the summer he leaves
To Shanghai.
I think.
Come on.
No,
where are you heading?
I'm trying to. Damn, just doing. What's I gonna say? Oh yeah, like I said, I think Dame's probably going to. I think Miami. I think Miami's the best fit for him as far as player goes and need as far as team goes. Because the reason the Heat can't beat people who can score because they struggle with scoring. That's why they even thought about putting Tyler Hero back to the rotation because they needed some points. And what Dame doesn't excel at, I guess if it's anything you want to pick, is defense. So that's what the Heat are good at because they literally all tryhards. So I think it really just works and helps both. It feels the need for both. Now, what Danny said is a good point. The package you can get back for the Blazers, if from the Heat, I don't think it's as good as some other places you can maybe send them just because, I mean, outside of Tyler Hero, what do you really want as a rebuilding team? You could say Caleb Martin and the role players, but it's like for a rebuilding team, they don't really help you right now. So it doesn't.
At what point do the Heat not like that package though, right? Like you're getting him because he's not good at defense and he can score. But if you lose your good defenders, then what the hell is the point?
As long as you got Jimmy and Bam, you're good.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't think the Blazers will want any of the role players that the Heat have because they're in a rebuild. That's why I think
if I'm the Blazers, I'm asking for Bam though.
That's
they're going to say no.
And then Dame doesn't want to go to Miami anymore if Bam's not there. Like I said, that's half the reason. So that's why I said I think it's really going to boil down to if the Blazers want to do Dame a favor or not. Like if they're going to send him where he wants to go, then they'll probably accept a weaker package. But I think it's 3 or 4 teams have better packages they can put together. I mean, like, of course, Dame C doesn't want to be a Celtic, but Jaylen Brown trumps anything you can put together unless you're the Knicks and you throw Barrett, Grimes quickly and 3-4 first round picks. That still is debatable, So
I don't know if it's possible. I haven't heard anything. Damian Lillard to the Suns would be very nice.
That CBA is not letting that happen. No shot. That CBA, it probably just won't let it happen. And they already had a bench problem this year. They'll be fine with Book, KD, rejuvenized Ayton with Frank Vogel. Chris knows Frank Vogel, very questionable rotation guy, very good defensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Ayton
he can help Ayton
though,
out a lot. Ayton is not out the door.
He's 1 foot out the door.
What rumor has told you he's 1 foot out the door? If anything, it was between Chris Paul or Ayton, and Chris Paul is the one that seems to be out the door. So. And Frank Vogel, one of the first things he said at his press conference is, I'm going to get Ayton to lock in defensively. I think he's an all-star caliber player. He likes him. He's going to play him. And he has a lot of talent. Nobody can deny that. What's in here? He's got to figure out what's in here. Now, back to Dame. Dame on the Heat would go so hard because his running mate will be Jimmy Butler. Dame and him can split playmaking roles, which is something that they completely lack. They just lack a main playmaker. They'll have him. They'll have Bam at center. It's going to go hard. He's going to have 2 elite defenders by him for once in his life. That would go extremely hard. Celtics
I think
would
the
go
Sixers
hard.
should
Knicks
trade
would go hard.
Harden to Miami.
Harden. First of all, they don't got money for that. And 2, you still have to remember, he has to agree to it. And Miami has to.
You told me Mr. Strip Club wouldn't go to Miami?
First of all, here's the thing. No team has to trade with the Sixers. They can get them for free. They can just get them for free. No one has to sign and trade with the Sixers. They could just get them for free. It's that easy. The only time that they actually sign and trade is like, oh, you intend to sign one of my guys. I intend to sign one of yours. So let's just do it that way. That's what happened with Terry Rozier, Kemba Walker a while back. Yeah, no one's got to trade with the Sixers. The dude can just walk. So
that's why I mentioned the sign and trade before. Not sign and trade. That's why I mentioned the Blazers doing a favor for Dame, because it'll really be a favor if they send him to Miami, because that's not the best package, like just totally that they can probably get if they were to trade a superstar. Like that would be them doing a favor. Like I said, the Knicks and Celtics, to name a few, have better packages. Depending on what the Nets would be willing to give up, they might have a better package than Miami. So I feel like it's just going to be if they're going to reward Dame's loyalty for being there so long and staying down, and they're going to send him to where. And if Miami's where you want to go, if they do him a favor like that, I think that's what he was going to be. But it's going to have to be a lot of cooperation between Blazers and Dame, like figuring out what they want to do.
So one thing I wanted to
change his sneaker collection. They're all black and red still.
So one thing I wanted to mention was what you said earlier. Like if they put Bam in the package, he's not going to want to go because Bam is a good friend of his.
That's the only problem.
That happened a while back. Kevin Garnett was going to get traded to the Celtics, and Rajon Rondo was going to get traded. He said, this is his words, not mine. He said, keep that little African kid on the team. And they kept Rondo, and they won a championship. And then Rondo has had a stellar career. So, yes, we're all in. Stay, Dame, leave. I like both of y'all places. I like Miami. I like the Knicks. I think Boston has the best package just because they have Jaylen Brown. And obviously trading for Damian. Celtics fans need to realize trading for Damian Lillard is not happening without trading Jaylen Brown. It's not being a green teamer. Nonetheless, we can move on to someone who is probably the second biggest name in the trade market right now, Bradley Beal, just on an even poopier contract, even poopier defender.
Just less of a score.
Yeah, just think of Damian Lillard.
2 inches taller.
This is what a lot of Celtics fans think Damian Lillard is now. Like, aging guard who can't play defense. This is what that really is. Like that's what Beal really is. Since I went last, I'm going to start on this one. Bradley Beal. The first big rumor was trade him to the Sixers for Tobias Harris. Offloading one bad contract for another bad contract is not a bad idea just because Bradley Beal is much better than Tobias Harris. You're going to lose some wing defense, but you make up for it in probably the best scorer that Joel Embiid's played with. This version of Bradley Beal is still a better scorer than James Harden simply because James Harden doesn't want to go do it.
Another thing is Bradley Beal has multiple years left on his contract, and Tobias Harris has one. So, like, the Wizards might like that. Pay the 1 year fee.
They're not going to get a lot either. It's reported the Wizards won't get a lot for Bradley Beal. They just have to get like a matching contract or something like that.
They should have traded him like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but he pulled a Dame and it was like, I want to win a championship here. Then halfway through the year, it's like, when is it going to end? When am I going to win? You chose to play for the Wizards, dude.
You play for MJ's fake bad jersey team. Come on.
When Zion Williamson is healthy, I will take him over Kawhi Leonard. I'll take him over Jimmy Butler. I'll take him over Anthony Davis. I'll take him over Devin Booker, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, Paul George, any of the guys from 10 through 20. If Zion is healthy, I'm taking him. I think he's the 10th best player in basketball when healthy.
That's a nasty agenda.
No, it's not. No, it is not. He was on a steamroll for first or second team All-NBA, and he got hurt. I know health is a factor, but when he is healthy, he's a top 10 player in the NBA. In his second year playing, he averaged 27 and 10. That is ridiculous for a dude who can't shoot, and nobody can stop him. No one. He's unreal, and he can play a small ball five. He can play a lob threat, and guess what? He can also initiate your offense, and he's 280 goddamn pounds.
Is Scoot worth it?
Yep.
Worth Zion?
Well, worth Zion is tough because it looked like it would be like a straight up trade. And I think that's difficult to say. Not seeing Scoot in the NBA, like I said, even though Zion has a small sample size because of injuries, I mean, you've seen them. So like it's difficult to say what Scoot may. Now, if it was for Victor, you probably do it because of potential just through the roof. And I mean, Scoot's potential is big too, but it's like not seeing him play. I mean, seeing him play in the G League as a grown man, he was good, but it's like, I think it's tough to say
Let's get you
Him-
around some real spacing first. Let's get you around some real NBA feel.
Yeah, I think you gotta
Now,
see
one
that
thing
big
I've said about Scoot Henderson from the beginning, because a lot of people are like, oh, Vic could be injury prone. There are several guards, two of people's favorite guards all time, Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, who their games caught up with them. The game caught up with them real fast because they're hyper explosive guards and they can't shoot. And that's going to catch up with Scoot. Now, I think he's got a beautiful jumper. He's really good from 15 to 19 feet. I think NBA spacing will allow him to find his range. But I will just say,
All right, I'm gonna tell you
he
this.
can't rely on being a hyper athlete for his whole career.
I heard that a lot of NBA teams have Brandon Miller atop of Scoot Henderson,
Smoke
and
screen.
if it might be a
2,000%.
smoke screen.
It is because every single trade rumor you heard, name one team that's trading up for Brandon Miller. All of them are trading up for Scoot Henderson. Because
Never know.
you can't trade up for Wemby. Go get the other dude who's supposed to go number one. If there wasn't a 7'4" French alien in this class.
We saw crazier things happen with drafts.
Brandon Miller is the only dude who, after the NBA tournament, after having a stinker NCAA tournament, his stock went up. How? This dude was
His stock didn't go up. His stock never went up. It stayed the same.
Yes, it did. Yes, it went up because it was Wemby, Scoot, the field. I have no clue
Bro,
why.
I'm
why
telling
even
you,
a smoke
during the
screen.
NCAA tournament, like regular season, everyone thought Brandon Miller was the bona fide number 2 overall pick.
No, that is not true whatsoever. Scoot Henderson has been the number 2 prospect since September. Since he left high school last June, he was the number 2 prospect. And everyone said he would go number 1 in 95% of other drafts because he's a hyper athletic guard who got a mid range, is a good playmaker, and all he needs is defensive consistency. He has all the tools to do it. Brandon Miller, he's a good shooter. Did you know he shot below 32% against top 50 teams in the nation? He can't create separation. He's not good around the rim. He's not a good rim protector, despite being 6'9" or whatever it may be. He's good defensive intangibilities. He's a good player. He's the 3rd best player in this draft. That is not a knock. There was no soul during the NCAA season that had Brandon Miller over Scoot. And this is an example of us having too much time on our hands. Too much time. The NBA might have to adapt like an in-season draft type of thing. We're losing it. Now, Wemby, obviously, that's a whole other issue, the fact that he'd be on 2 professional teams. But, yes, nonetheless, Brandon Miller, stinky, and guess what? Criminal, convict.
Guess what? The NBA draft is officially
man.
1 week away from this episode being out.
Yes, and by then, I hope you'll realize that Scoot Henderson is by far better than Brandon Miller. I hope everyone who says otherwise I hope they'll have a fun time.
I think Scoot is too. I think the reason why they were saying they were trying to like just people in general trying to push Brandon Miller to 2 was because like need wise, like the Hornets really need wing help more. I guess more than they need guard help if they're not going to bring Oubre back and they got Gordon Hayward. I think that's really why. And I also think too. I think people are just trying to find a way to like push Scoot to 3 so it can make sense for him to just slide in so Dane can just slide out. I think that's what the like NBA propaganda is right now. That's what it sounds like. Because I think like Tony said, it's been for a long time I've seen Scoot as 2, but it's like now I've been seeing him like in some drafts as 3, and I think it's mainly because that feeling that Dane's going to ask out of Portland, it would just make NBA sense for Scoot to slide to 3 and Dame slide out. I think that's why for real too.
Not so you have good reasoning. Like if it were for fit, yes, the Hornets would 100% draft Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
They not good enough to worry about fit. They not good enough. Michael Jordan is not good enough of a GM to try to make himself look genius. Just take the best player available. They'll forgive you if it doesn't work out, as long as you just take the best player available. This is why Portland didn't get MJ. This is why the Warriors didn't get LaMelo Ball.
Why Pistons took Darko instead of Carmelo.
Exactly. Even despite, they won a championship in Darko's rookie year.
They did.
Whatever. Fooey. Yeah, like he did anything. But
good.
Yeah. Nonetheless, that was some free agent news, but we're going to wrap this up by drafting the best NBA jerseys. And we're going to do a snake draft. Except Danny's going to start. Then I'll go Danny, Chris. I'll have 2. Or no. Danny, you went first last week. So yes, we're drafting the best NBA jerseys. I'll go first to Chris, and then Danny gets 2 picks. Back to Chris. Then I get 2 picks. Then back to Chris. Danny gets his last pick. So I will kick it off, and this is I guess it's kind of a boring pick, but or like a casual. Everybody likes this. I love the black Miami Vice jerseys. I'm a sucker for them. I love them. And that's gonna be my first pick. There's probably some old classics I'm missing out. I'm 20 years old. I wasn't there for all that. We're good. So yeah, I'm taking them. And Chris, you're on the board with the second pick. What are we
All right.
taking?
This second pick, my first round pick, if I was picking my best jersey, we were talking about it the other not too long ago on like after the show. Though Valentine's Day red Oklahoma City jerseys. Those are so fire because not only like the Hornets were only there for a minute, so that was like a super special edition jersey. The one I see in my brain all the time is the Tyson Chandler version of it. I just think that jersey was so fire because of
So rare. Like it's Valentine's Day specific for a team that was only around for a year.
Yeah,
you had to be there. You had to really be there.
Yeah, that was a nice jersey.
Danny, first pick, best NBA jersey. Picks. Oh yeah, your first and second pick. Yes.
First pick is the Raptors purple throwback.
Oh,
Danny, that was literally right there. I had it next, right there.
And my second pick you're gonna be mad about too. It's the Memphis Grizzlies throwback turquoise.
You have one of those. You have a job one.
Fire too.
You have a convict. But
I got a convict on my back. I carry him.
Time out. You have. Never mind. Moving. Chris, your second pick. I really had a bad first pick. Damn, that was bad. I wasn't even thinking throwbacks. I was trying to just be modern.
My second pick, and this is just because of nostalgic purposes. When Allen Iverson joined Carmelo Anthony and the Nuggets, and they had those dark blue Nuggets jerseys with the cursive on it, that jersey is so fire to me just because the cursive was yellow, and then like the jersey was like dark blue, had a couple different shades of blue in it, and then they would wear like the dark color accessories. I always thought that was real fire. So I gotta go with that.
That is fire. So with my second pick, I'm going to take the AI Black Sixers jerseys.
Tough.
I need those. Essential. I really got to bounce back strong. I had a horrible draft. And then with my third pick, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to take the 90s Hornets blue pinstripes. I think it's simple. It's one of the best jerseys of all time. I love baby blue. So I'm going to go with that. I had a very average draft in comparison to you two so far. So I'm just going to swing it to you guys and let you guys finish things.
Okay. So I have, this is my last pick. I think last I gotta go with, oh, this is gonna be so nasty. I don't even want to say it. I really love, I don't want to say this out loud. The purple Jazz jerseys. I know.
Wait, which jerseys?
The purple Jazz jerseys, like the ones I think they're like wearing them now.
Oh, I know you're talking
classic,
about.
But
those are heat. Let's just imagine those two didn't wear those.
That's what I'm saying. I really thought that jersey was so fire, and they had because it had like the little ice blue on the mountains in it. It's a great jersey, but
good thing I can only picture Jordan Clarkson in it anyway. So.
Yeah. And Laurie, yeah, you're right. Yes, that jersey.
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about Little John Stockton?
Yeah,
the 2K dude. He's hilarious. He said some little Bron Laylor or something like that, bro. He's hilarious. But Danny, you are rounding out this draft, last pick of the draft. You've honestly killed this draft so far. Yeah. So how are you?
I'm gonna go with my favorite NBA player of all time, Lower Merion great, the Black Mamba Kobe Lakers jersey.
Those are heat, and I'm mad at them to this day that they did not win Game 5 of the finals in those.
Yeah, them
ruined it. They won in those white jerseys. Are y'all serious, man?
That black one with like the snake skin. That's crazy. That's
bro. That black jersey is so tough.
It's a crazy.
Yeah,
jersey,
it's fire,
bro.
man. It really is. I
like it.
You wear those all year. They didn't wear those all year. They just brought them back for the playoffs just because I can, because I'm LeBron James and I can do what I want.
Oh, Chris, I don't even know if you knew that, Chris. Like Kobe's my favorite player of all time.
I didn't know, but I mean,
yo, liar, your favorite player is Kiki Vandeweghe.
Ooh, awesome.
Brad Wanamaker.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite pull.
Pittsburgh alum.
Keith Vandeweghe.
My boy, Brad Wanamaker. That dude in college was incredible. That was my dude.
Brad Wanamaker, 90% free throw shooter for the Boston Celtics.
Hey,
my favorite player all time got to be Mo Alley Cox.
Which you know, too. He said Mo Alley Cox better than Austin Hooper.
If you spell Alley out, that name is crazy.
Yo, for real though,
that's worse than Mo Cheeks.
Are you taking Odell and Mo Alley Cox to hoop?
To hoop? I don't know. Mo Alley Cox is like big body, but I'll probably say Mo Alley Cox.
You take Big Cox.
All right, man. First you said you got a convict on your back, and now you're talking about Big Cox. And we're talking about Zion and Houston, bro. Like, this... We're just going to stop there. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single episode. If you're listening to this on the audio platform, make sure you leave a like, download, and follow us on there. Leave us a 5-star rating if you're on Apple or Spotify. And then vice versa. If you're listening on the audio, come over to the YouTube, leave a like and subscribe. And if you're on the YouTube, go download, give us a 5-star rating on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. From AP New Freezer, Culture 2 by Migos, and DC Comics. Make sure you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week.